Hey, I have a question for you. What does this, 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 or this all have in common? The answer is that some or all of these devices are probably things you're already using or will probably start to use as your business grows. And the more your business grows, the more data you're going to be sharing across all these devices. Whether you're a photographer, a copywriter, a video editor, an accountant, odds are you're going to get to a point where you have projects that you film on a device like this or do on a laptop, transfer to a drive like this, or do on an iPad or an external something. And as you grow and get more clients, you're going to have more and more situations where you need some sort of data or a file to go from one device to another device, whether it be because your PC has more power than your laptop, or you can only record 4K with your DSLR. Whatever the situation may be, it's kind of inevitable that as your business grows, you're gonna kind of face this type of a situation more and more. And let me tell you something, as a freelancer who's been doing the whole freelancing, copywriting, and also YouTube video creation thing for the past 5 years, as I've done more projects for more clients and recorded more videos, like I've done over 500 on this channel, this problem of data being everywhere has become bigger and bigger for me. So I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why this has been such a big problem for me, why it might be a big problem for you as your business grows, and 3 potential solutions to these problems so that your business can grow larger, much faster, with less headache. The first problem is it takes time transferring files between devices. If you need to do something here and move it there, and transferring large files especially can take a ton of time. Reality is it just takes time. And even in 2025, like I have some devices that are Android, some that are iOS, some that are Mac OS, some that are Windows. And even in 2025, I still find it super difficult transferring files from, let's say, my iPhone to my PC, especially if there's a large volume of files or a large size of files. It's kind of a problem. That's the first problem. The second problem with all of this data all over the place is that I found, and you might find this too, is that the bigger your business gets and the more high value the projects you're doing get, the more you're probably going to feel like you're going to both need to safeguard the files for the different projects and customers you have, and you're probably going to want to keep them for a period of time into the future. For example, like some clients you might work with have compliance regulations that require you and them to keep files for a set amount of years, even after the initial file was used. Or some clients might just want you to have the files on hand years after you've delivered it to them so that they can request them from you in the future. Take, video editors with regard to weddings as an example. The couple might have their house burned down, knock on wood, hope that never happens, but they might reach out to you to get those files back and expect you to have them, and in some cases, that might even be in your contract. And also personally, as a business, the more projects you do and the more expensive these projects get and more complex these project gets, the more you're probably going to want to keep them both for your portfolio or to be able to look back on to see what worked well in the past and what you might want to do more of in the future. Keeping a ton of files over a 5, 10, 20-year business period over a bunch of different devices can be a huge pain. And the third reason this is a major problem is just data loss. So if I use myself as an example, this YouTube channel, I've done over 500 videos. And a lot of those videos are stored on little portable SSDs like this. This one SSD, if it fails or gets stolen or is lost in a fire, is potentially thousands of hours of my work lost forever if I lose this. That is a situation that makes me very nervous and I don't want to ever happen. Also, for my copywriting business, which I've been doing for probably 5 or 6 years at this point, maybe more, I would guess that I've probably written over 5,000 individual pieces of email copy for people. 5,000 emails is a huge amount of data. And while I don't reuse that data for future projects, one thing I do really love doing is looking back to see what worked a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because the landscape of marketing and copywriting is ever changing, and I spent a lot of time and energy figuring out strategies that worked. So being able to store those emails and those projects for years to come helped me improve and also helped me build a portfolio for myself. I don't want to have 1,000 emails on my iPad, 200 on my desktop, 100 on my laptop, a couple hundred on an SSD. It's just not efficient. So what do you do to solve this problem? Do you just pay Google Drive like $15 or $20 a month for 2 terabytes of storage? Is that the solution? Well, you could do that, but that raises a whole bunch of other issues. The first is that that's costing you hundreds of dollars a year to have a limited amount of storage in a cloud that you don't control. If Google gets hacked or something happens, poof, your data could be gone. The other thing with that is it's kind of slow depending on where the server you're accessing your data from is, and also the question of, do you even own your data anymore if you're storing it in Google? That's a question that me and a lot of people, especially in light of AI these days, are asking more and more. So here's a solution to all the problems I've been talking about in this video, and it's one that I've been using and loving myself a lot lately. Especially over the past couple months, I've been diving into this head first, and it's basically remedied all of these pain points I've been facing over the years instantly. And the solution is setting up your own cloud, your own storage pool with more than just 2 terabytes of data like you would get in a Google Cloud that you manage, you own, and doesn't cost you a monthly fee forever to run. You might be thinking, is that super difficult to do? Do I have to be super techie? No, you don't. That's why it's such an awesome idea that I'm showing you today. This bad boy makes it all possible. This is a Synology DS923 Plus NAS storage device. Just gonna leave that right here for the rest of the video. I've been using this nifty little device for the past couple of months, and it's completely changed the way that I run my business. It's basically a box that in this case houses 4 different hard drives. This device that I have has 4 12 terabyte hard drives, giving me one massive storage pool to save my files to and run my files and applications off of. Synology actually sent me this device because I reached out to them proactively, letting them know that I was looking for a solution to all these business problems I've been explaining to you in this video, and I wanted their help. So they sent this to me because I told them it was becoming a real pain in my ass, and they're really invested in getting the word out about how easy it can be to help small businesses with these devices. So the really cool thing with this, and the reason that it's been able to help me, and I'm recommending it, is it's simple. This box, you insert 4 drives into it. You can insert 4 1 terabyte drives, or 4 12 terabyte drives, or 4 20 terabyte drives. And the cool thing with that is you're not just dumping files into each drive and hoping for the best. You can set this up, and it actually sets itself up in what's called RAID, which basically means that if you're storing files on 4 of these drives and 1 drive fails, you can replace that drive with a new drive and you don't lose your data. Now, it's not as simple as that because there's a bunch of different RAIDs you can select from, and it'll set them all up yourself. I'll put a big screenshot and link to it on Synology's website, but that's kind of the net of this. You're getting a ton of storage that you can plug in to your network in your house, access from anywhere in the world, and you don't have to pay insane fees for. Like right now, I was on iCloud's most expensive storage plan. It's about, I think, $64 to $70 per month. That's like $700. I think it's for 4 terabytes or something like that. $700 a year. That's insane. This is a much better option. I can hold it. I own the data. I know where the data is. I can back up every device that I use to run my business onto this whenever I want. So why should you care? Well, the first reason I already mentioned. This allows me to cancel all my cloud storage plans, which for me was almost $1,000 per year that I was spending for nowhere near as much storage as I have in this thing. The second cool thing is these days, if you're buying a new iPad, a new phone, a new laptop, getting more than the base hard drive size, whether that's 128 or 256, is a pretty big expense. I don't need to do that anymore. I can get away with a 128 gig iPad or the smallest size Google Pixel that's on the market right now, because I can back everything up onto here and only run mission critical applications off the local device itself. That's something that I don't even know how much will cost me over the next 10 years, but it probably give me thousands of dollars of savings. The next reason I care, and you should probably care, is this has absolutely saved me a ton of headache when it comes to transferring a ton of files from different devices, my iPhone to my computer, from my camera to this to that. It gives me one dumping ground basically where I can put my raw files, put my core files, and access them from anywhere on any device. This works with every OS of every device that I have in my house and at my business. And probably the coolest thing, at least for me, is this has brought me to a place in 2025 with my business and my personal files where I know that I own 100% of the data that I have for my life and for my business. And to be frank, that's not something that a lot of people can say these days because our data is everywhere. Global data storage is increasing by a huge magnitude every year due to cloud storage. Cloud storage that's hosted in different countries, different parts of your country, all over the world that you don't own, but you're gonna pay a subscription for forever. The fact that I now own this and I can run my business locally off it from wherever in the world, that's huge for me, and I think it's gonna future-proof my business and might do the same for yours. So in conclusion, if your business is growing and you've experienced any of the pains that I've listed in this video and you want to start taking the whole idea of future-proofing your business more seriously, I would seriously consider getting one of these NAS. Using me as an example, it's going to help you make operations a whole lot easier and going to protect you from data loss and data expansion in your life and your business life for years to come. And if you're like me, who is paying Google Drive, iCloud, and other cloud services almost $1,000 per year outside of the initial investment, this doesn't hold a monthly rental or lease fee that you're gonna have to keep paying. That's pretty cool. It's a win-win all around, and probably one that people haven't considered recently, because in the past, setting one of these up was probably something that required some networking know-how. I have no networking know-how, and I had this thing up and running within an hour. It's easy, software makes it easy, there's guides online, it is just so easy to do. I can't see myself living without one of these moving forward. So check it out. I'll put a link to this device or the website that they host all of their devices on in the description below, and check it out. If you have any questions, hit me up. Hope you enjoyed this. Cheers.